Hey guys, happy Monday, Cyber Monday. So, are you shopping? Well, let me tell you, I was out Friday. The stores were mobbed. So, good luck to all the retailers out there. But I will say, is this what's happening? I mean, is this your experience? No matter what I buy, all right, now it's all about your email and your phone number. Well, I mean, no matter what you do, if you give up your phone number or your email, you're getting contacted. Like, it just keeps going. They keep contacting me to buy more stuff. I mean, I went to this 1 day spa recently. They called me twice. I had to pick up the phone and say, listen, I'm not coming back. Not in the near future. But yeah, you're getting inundated. It's all about just hounding you. So that's my experience with Cyber Monday. But we've got a good show planned for you today, number 211. And first, I want to congratulate two teams, two of my favorite women's volleyball teams. Number one, Nebraska Cornhuskers. You guys see that? They finished the season 30-0. That's the third time in school history they did that. They went 20-0 in the Big Ten Conference. That's like the best conference. So they're teed up. They play on Friday night against who they play? Long Island. They're going to be playing at the Bob Devaney Sports Complex. So, Sports Center there. Yeah, they swept Ohio State for their final game on Saturday, and really looking forward to it. I see them going all the way. So kudos to the Nebraska Cornhuskers women's volleyball team. And how about this? How about my second or maybe tied for first favorite team, Purdue women's volleyball team. The Boilermakers, they won their last game against Indiana. Here I am in Indiana. But yeah, Purdue, they finished the season 24-6. They went 15-5 in the Big Ten Conference. So they have a great team. They're playing Thursday night against Wright State. They play at home at the Holloway Center there in West Lafayette. So be looking forward to it. I think it's ESPN Plus. It's going to be broadcasting those games. So for those two teams and for all the teams, the 64 teams that are playing, good luck. And hey, this Friday, you guys should tune in at 10 o'clock live. We're going to have Brad DeRupo. He's a longtime friend, played baseball with my brother a million years ago, but he is a volleyball coach at a state championship team. I think he won 13 times in the last 20 years over there in North Jersey, right near the GW Bridge. So I'm going to be interviewing Brad, talking about volleyball because man, I fell in love with the sport, and I want to ask him a lot of questions that I have. All right, there we go. That's just the start of the show. How about this? I want to give a shout out to three people today, two women and a man. Let's start with the first, and I've been a fan of hers since the 90s. You guys know Jenny McCarthy. Let me tell you, model, actress, TV host. She was a figurehead or became a figurehead for autism advocacy. So let's talk serious now because Jenny McCarthy, she's 53 years old. She's 10 years younger than me. Well, I'm 62. So 20 years ago, all right, 20 years later, let's say, she's vindicated by the CDC who dropped their definitive position that vaccines do not cause autism. I mean, I'm glad for that. The MMR vaccine, I mean, you guys can read all about this, but it's part of the reason why her child, who was 2.5 years old at the time, 20 years back, was afflicted with autism. And I have a very, very dear family friend and someone close to me who has a son with autism who believes the same, that this MMR vaccine contributed to it. So to quote Jenny, she says, a lot still needs to happen, but I think we're on the right path, and I think she believes that too. But I commend her for her passion and her courage. And, she wrote this book. It's a New York Times bestseller. You want to learn more about it. It's called Louder Than Words, A Mother's Journey in Healing Autism. I mean, you could buy it on Amazon. I mean, her son, Evan, who's now 23, graduated high school. He graduated college. But let me give you a quote from Jenny. She said, people ask if I cured Evan. I didn't. There is no cure for autism as far as I know. What I did was recover him from autism. I really like that. Kudos to Jenny McCarthy. Give a shout out to her for staying strong in all these years. And being a figurehead, no doubt, being a figurehead for so many families. And let me tell you, speaking of autism, you guys know in my book, The Sub, check it out. Chapter 5 is called Special Ed. These were by far the best students I ever taught were the autistic children. I mean, I taught, you guys know this, 5 years of subbing, over 600 days, 650 days, I don't know, 60 different schools. These were the best students I ever taught. If I could have a career in teaching, it'd either be kindergarten or teaching the special needs autistic children, because they were happy, they were positive. There was no negativity at all in teaching them. I love teaching them. So, hey, kudos to Jenny McCarthy. Here we go. Number 2, my second shout out goes to another woman who I have admired for years. I mean, I've been following her, Ariana Grande. All right, everybody knows Ariana Grande. She's has been standing up to body shaming for many years, and she's been under the microscope and the petri dish, as she says, since she was a teenager. I mean, it's incredible. So let me read you this. I read this on Instagram. I saw it. I read about it this morning as well. And it's a loving reminder to all right? She's like, I've heard every version of what's wrong with me, and then you fix it, and it's wrong for different reasons. I think in today's society, there's a comfortability that we shouldn't have at all. Commenting on others' looks, appearance, and what they think is going on behind the scenes or health. You know, that's a problem with the world today, right? Everybody's got something negative to say. I'm more active now on the social media, and let me tell you, it's all about, I've seen more women wearing bikinis or less than bikinis. Like, what is up with that? Back in my day, we used to read Playboy. I mean, it was a good magazine, and it was done with class and elegance. Now it's like, tits and ass is what it's all about. And you get the views and you get the followers. And I mean, some of these women, that's it. You got like 1,000 photos of them wearing a different version of a string bikini. I don't know. Getting back to Ariana, 2 years ago, she posted on TikTok asking people to stop talking about her body. I mean, hey, you know, everybody else should go look in the mirror and look at themselves, because it's all about, it's too much, again, too much negativity. And this whole bit about the body, all this kind of bullying makes no sense to me. You should take a look at yourself. I really think everybody should be gentler. It's all about other people's body, right? It's too much. What about having more compliments? Be kind. This is what I teach these kids in school. I mean, there's so much bullying going on, even at this young age. I see these young girls fighting in 4th or 5th grade. It's unbelievable. But you got to protect yourself from all the noise, especially if you're a celebrity who's scrutinized day in and day out. But kudos to Ariana Grande, because, hey, it's your life, and stay strong as always. And hey, good luck with all that. Here we go. It's a tough situation, guys. That's a tough topic. I get it. It's all about beauty. What I believe is another day, another workout. Focus on yourself, focus on your health. For those in the other category, the obesity, hey, eat to lose. You guys saw that, because anybody can. All right, let's do this. Here's the third shout out. And I will say, I'm going to start with a quote. And that shout out's going to be to me, and I'll tell you why in a second. But here's a quote from James Baldwin. Rest in peace. He passed away 38 years ago today. He's a 20th century novelist, playwright, poet, and civil rights activist. He was key during the civil rights movement. You guys know when that was? 1954 to 1968. All right, he said this: not everything that is faced can be changed, but nothing can be changed until it is faced. No doubt. And that leads me to myself, because today marks the completion of the 18th year that I've been alcohol free. No kidding, guys. It was December 2nd, 2007 that I had my last sip of alcohol. That means exactly 6,570 days including today that I haven't had any alcohol in my body. Well, let me tell you something. By my calculations, I saved at least $100,000. Maybe it could be $250,000 with all the bars I used to go to. But let me read you. This is coming from my memoir, right? Simply Between Millions. This is chapter 56. It's called No Mas. Let me read you this. It says, when Saturday, December 1st, so that's 18 years ago today, when Saturday, December 1st arrived, I couldn't do it. I remember drinking a six-pack that day and went to bed early and depressed. I was unhappy with myself because I believed I could do it, just like Laura had said. Laura was my hypnotherapist. I had been doing hypnotherapy for a couple months. I didn't go through any programs for this, guys. I loved hypnotherapy, and that really was what, began this whole journey. Here we go. It says, so the next morning, I told myself that today would be the day. And just like the resolution I made to myself to become an actor when the real estate markets crashed, I would stick to my guns. I also decided I should go out with a bang, or shall I say, a buzz. So I waited until noon, then went to the grocery store and bought a bottle of Chianti. Interestingly, my grandfather, uncle, and mother drank Chianti, so I thought it suited the occasion perfectly. I got home, drank the entire bottle before 1 o'clock, and then passed out on the couch. I woke up a few hours later and felt like I just got run over by a Mack truck. No worries, because I no longer drank and I was free from that liquid noose around my neck I wore for the past 20 years. Although it would take another month before I was completely free from beer and alcohol cravings of any sort, I would never drink again, and I haven't. That's it, guys. You could do anything you set your mind to, without a doubt. Like I said, 18 years. And let me leave you with a quote that I said. And I want to give a shout out to Laura. I don't know if she's watching, but this is many years ago. And I loved hypnotherapy. I really did. Like I said, I didn't go to any other programs or anything. And in this book, chapter 43, it's called Intervention. And let me tell you what happened, right? We had a friend of ours, a bunch of guys that I work with. He had a coke problem, a cocaine problem, and this one of my buddies like, we should have an intervention. I'm like, intervention? I used to go drinking with this guy. It was like always a good time, and I'm like, how am I going to go to an intervention and add value to somebody I used to party with, right? But this is what occurred. We went there and I don't know, 10, 12 guys sitting around. And I said, I want to go last. So everybody went and spoke their piece. And the guy kept saying, I don't have a problem. I don't have a problem. Guys, I don't have a problem. So I get up there and I say, it's exactly what I say. I said, I don't know what it means to have a problem. But what I do know is this. Those that don't have a problem don't do it every day. And that stuck with me. This was like years before, and that stuck with me. So whether or not you have a problem, whether it's eating problem, drinking problem, negativity problem, you could solve that without a doubt. But again, take a look at yourself. Serious look at yourself and say, what is it that I do every single day that I no longer want to do every single day? And you could change that. Anyone can. Doesn't matter what it is. If you don't work out on a daily basis, you could change that. Anyone can. You start with 15 minutes. That's 1% of your life. Easy peasy. Just do it. All right. Let's get into something a little more lighter here, because I've been reading a lot about this remote work, right? And it was never a thing back in my day. It became a thing with the whole COVID, which that's a whole nother, the whole vaccine thing. I was an anti-vaxxer when it came to the COVID thing, but whatever, we won't go there. But so I know now that, Amazon, Starbucks, everybody's got to go back to work. JP Morgan, everything you read. I guess these younger kids, they kind of grew up coming through the market of remote work and sitting in their pajamas and their slippers or whatever they're doing. But here we go. I looked this up, Quartz. Now, QZ.com is where I get some news. It's an independent, nonpartisan, non-ideological news outlet. I get that from their site. But I like reading Quartz, so shout out to them. So they wrote this morning, it says, the 10 best cities in America for remote workers next year. So it's a strong mix of affordability and quality of life. And go figure, I lived in a lot of these cities and nearby to these cities. So here we go. We'll start with number 10. Denver, Colorado. Live there. 25% of people work remotely in Denver. It's a high walkability score, which it is, easy to get around Denver, which the average rent is $1,731. Pretty good. That's number 10. Number 9, Alexandria, Virginia. Didn't live there, but thought about it. 20% of people work remote. It's the median income is over 85,000. So it's a really high median income. You guys know what median is. If not, look it up. The average rent, though, is about $2,000 a month. So a little pricier, but they have 459 entertainment venues within that market. Go figure. Number 8, Berkeley, California. Been to Berkeley, lived in San Francisco, so it's close there. 31.5% work remote. It's one of the highest, actually. So average rent's pricey, though. It's pricey over there, $2,765, but it's very walkable. It's a beautiful town, actually. And you have 85 entertainment establishments nearby. So Berkeley's number 8. Number 7 and number 6 are right near me. Number 7 is Fishers, Indiana, which is about maybe 20, 25 minutes from Indianapolis. That's also where the Indy Ignite play. That's a professional volleyball team. So I'm going to be watching them come January. Go figure. I tell you, I fell in love with volleyball. I love this sport. I mean, you talk about women being fit. Unbelievable. So Fishers, there's 26.5% remote workers. Median income is $70,000. It's a nice town. Average rent, though, is good, $13.89 a month. That's really good. Number 6 is Carmel, Indiana. Carmel is 24% remote. They're right next to each other. Fishers and Carmel are real close. Carmel's gorgeous. I mean, I go shopping up there on the weekends. 24% remote. Median income, $72,000, a little bit higher than Fishers. And the average rent's a little higher, $14.51 a month. But again, guys, that's a beautiful town. Like I said, 25, 30 minutes north of Indianapolis. All right, number 5, Sugar Land, Texas. You know, been there, but never lived there. 25% work remote. Median income, $65,000. It's pretty good. Average rent's $14.28. Has a low unemployment rate, only 2% unemployment in Sugar Land, Texas. You guys know I lived in a couple different cities there, Texas, but not Sugar Land. Number 4 is Cary, North Carolina. You got 30% of the people work remote. That's another low unemployment. It's like 2.4%. And the median income, $75,000. Really good there. Average rent's good, $14.70 a month. How about this? Boulder, Colorado is number 3. Been to Boulder, didn't live there. 30% work remote. It's a small town, I know. You got the average rent of about $2,000 a month. So a little pricey. But again, low unemployment, 3.4%. How about this? Number 2, I lived here, Frisco, Texas. Give a shout out to the Dallas Cowboys. Have their complex there. But Frisco, 34% work remote. That's a beautiful little town. About 30 minutes north of Dallas. It's near Plano. It's a median income of $80,000. No doubt it's a high income market. And the average rent's $1,522. So not bad. Not bad on the rent, good income. And how about number 1? Number 1 is Atlanta, Georgia. Hot Atlanta, I used to call that. Maybe they still do. Never lived in Atlanta. Been there, though. Peachtree. It seems like everything is every road. So Atlanta is 26% remote workers, and the median income $60,000. And what is this? Average rent is $1,632. So there you have it, guys. These are the top 10 cities next year for remote workers. So if you're that person who doesn't want to go back to the office, but you should want to go back to the office, better mentorships there, build better relationships, better opportunity to advance within your company. Got to show up. You got to show up, guys. All right, so that's my top 10. And I want to do one more you know what? We'll save this for another day. This is called the 10 Common English Idioms and their surprising origins. I was going to do that, but you know what? Let's call it a day for today. Again, just to recap, volleyball. Hey, congrats. Good luck, Nebraska, Purdue. To the women that I gave shout outs to, Jenny McCarthy and Ariana Grande, keep doing what you do, girls. You rock it. And to myself, I'll keep doing what I do. Can't wait to get to year 25. And for all of you, find something that you want to change in your life and make it happen. And as always, guys, on a daily basis, get your workout in. Peace.